All right, let's shift gears now, head to the kitchen, check in with Chef Judy. Judy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ray, and thank you to you, everybody. Jacqueline, Scalzi, what a great team at ABC keeping us safe. Today I'm going to cook something that if you are still out of power, and I'm sorry that you are, but hang in there with us because I'm going to show you a pork tenderloin that you can do out in the grill. If you happen to have a burner out there, we can even saute up some dessert, and we'll turn the pork tenderloin not only into your noontime meal because you want to get your cooking done early before that extreme heat starts, but how to turn it into a great pork sandwich tonight with some greens on top. It's going to be simple. I'm going to get you organized with your grocery list, and we'll get you through for 2 more meals. I'll be back right after this break.
Head back over to the kitchen and see how lunch is going with ABC7 Culinary Director Judi Gallagher. Smelling good over there, Judi.
Well, it's simple, but it's going to get our friends over the hump. They're still out of power, and of course you can make this when you have power, whether it's your grill or your oven. But focusing on turning on the grill, medium heat right now. We're going to season the, the pork tenderloin. Garlic, salt, then black pepper. Then we're going to come over and make, this is a kind of a standard at my house. I take fennel seed. Don't worry if you don't have fennel seed. If you have oregano, great. If you don't worry about it. Basically, we're taking mustard. Any mustard will do. And mustard does not have to be refrigerated right now, so that's something you can leave right out on your counter. Once the pork is all seasoned, we're going to just brush it with the mustard, mix, turn it over, and we're going to put it on the grill. Medium heat, watch the temperature because we don't want it to burn. It does have this crust. So you can see as I put it in, I'm just putting it in a pan for today. And you can certainly pan sear it if you have your power, but you can see this beautiful crust that we're getting on it. So I can tell by feeling right now, this is still not cooked in the inside. I've got about probably 12 to 14 minutes until it's going to come up to temperature. Then I'm going to let it rest on a cookie sheet. That's going to be fine. Now, we're doing this as one meal, and we'll get, on the next segment, I'm going to show you Hasselback potatoes that can go on the grill. It's great. It'll make you feel warm to have like a hot potato with some onions and things like that. The other thing I'm going to do is show you both something that can be turned into a sauce or a really good dessert, because I think we all need some comfort right now. I just took some peaches and nectarines that I had in a bowl. And they're definitely ready to eat because when we were out of power for 24 hours, they were in the fridge. They pretty much held up, but now I can tell it's time. I'm just going to saute them in just a little butter. If I cook this for about 15 minutes with a pinch of brown sugar, we're going to be fantastic. This is going to be a beautiful topping for the pork, but when we come back, I'm going to show you another idea, like I said, to make this into a grilled dessert, because I think we all need comfort. Eat your main meal at noon when it's not as extremely hot, but then we'll make some great sandwiches and pack them up, go back in your cooler, nice and chilled for tonight's dinner. I'll be back in just a few minutes. So the pork tenderloin that was rubbed with the mustard and Parmesan and fennel seed is resting now, so we can slice that up. Remember, I sauteed some nectarines and plums that I had at home in a little butter. That's perfect to saute in a side pan, or you can just half the stone fruits, grill them, and then cut them up. You can either use these as a topping on the pork, or for me, I had ricotta cheese, and I'm going to get to that in a minute in my fridge. And I'm going to make this into a dessert. So I added some brown sugar, and what I'm going to do is saute that for a minute and put it on a plate, and we're going to serve it with a little ricotta cheese because I had that in my fridge. Now we're going to do Hasselback potatoes, and I am going to comment when we come back about what you need to do about your refrigerator if you're still out of power. First, let's get to this. I have baking potatoes. You can use sweet potatoes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take dabs of butter. You don't have to do every single one. I've cut the potatoes 3/4 of the way down. So they're not still all completely detached, so they'll hold up better on the grill. You really want to get your potatoes on about 20 minutes before you get your pork on. Then I have some sliced onions. Now, if you're out of power, I don't want you to have to do too much prep. So chop up 2 onions, then put some aside because you can saute some peppers and onions to do some grilled sausages tomorrow, and that's one less thing you have to worry about. We're multitasking and getting 2 meals out of everything, okay? So grilled sausage with peppers and onions can turn into a great omelet the next day as your main meal with leftover potatoes that are like home fries, all done on the grill. Salt and pepper. If you have some Parmesan cheese, great. If you don't worry about it. Right here it's going to go, and we're going to wrap these up in aluminum foil. I usually wrap them up separately, but we'll just put these 2 in it together and stick that in the oven. Okay, there. So obviously, at home you're not sticking it in the oven. You're going to put it right on your grill. Turn them about every 15 minutes. Just keep the flame low and it's going to be fine. Now, for people with refrigeration that you're out of power still, if you can get into your home, you need to get into your home, throw everything out and start scrubbing things down with a tablespoon of bleach to about a gallon of water. That's the best thing that you can do right now, is get rid of all that food, and there's so many organizations that can help you restock when it's time. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to come back to serve some lunch, dinner, and show you how to make the pork sandwiches so it gets a second meal going.
This is so good.
My good. God, John, you deserve a lifetime of meals cooked for you.
You know what? I wanted to ask you. A lot of people are going to have some refrigeration issues with the food, spoilage and things. What do they do with their refrigerators?
First of all, if you are able to go back into your home, you need to get everything out of the refrigerator today. And you need to take, what I do is I take gallons of water, I split them up, I put anywhere from 2 tablespoons of bleach, depending how big, 1 tablespoon of bleach for about a half gallon. And I get in there with my gloves and I take all the shelves out and I scrub them. We've been out of power about 3 times since we've lived in Florida. You have to throw everything out and you have to start anew, other than maybe a couple condiments. But John, in cooking these things, Hasselback potatoes will give you 2 meals. The pork will give you 2 meals, and just some nice bread from Yoder's Produce Market or Fresh Market will make a great pork sandwich.
Looks absolutely fantastic.
It's time to cheat and get the garden mix at the store.
And
so you're
why not?
Right, because it's going to be less to worry about, healthy green ingredients, and some crunch for salad.
Sounds great. The recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the recipe button, that'll give you all the information. Bleach it up, you guys.